welcome to the garden. And I am just doing a quick come on today to the show to just dropping by to remind you that the eclipse is tonight. It will be early in the morning, so the date says the 10th, but it's actually, this is the 9th, and this gives you a chance, if you haven't thought about it, about doing your intentions list. And I got a couple of emails from people saying they really don't understand about intentions lists. What's all that about? So what intentions lists are is that the new moon, it's sort of a time when you're planting the seeds of your life. And this is a great new moon to do it because solar eclipse. Excuse me. And it's also the day that Mercury is conjunct the sun while the moon's eclipsing the sun. So there's a whole lot of energy flowing around out there in Gemini. And Gemini is communication. And it's not just communicating with people beyond ourselves. It's also communicating with us in our own selves inside. So when you consider the fact that, you know, and the first phrase in my garden is not all thoughts are true. That's true. But by reviewing our thoughts and reviewing our life over time, we get a better perspective on that. And Mercury is being a player in this eclipse. It is retrograde. Sorry to say, I know people think that's like the curse of the universe. It is only if you make it that. But it is a time for reviewing the path that you've been on and thinking about where you want to go. What intentions, what do you see coming up in your future? And this is setting up a 6-month chance for us to go forward at this point in time. So what you can write down for intentions list. I don't know what your intentions are, but I know the world's going to start moving faster and faster now, at least in the US as we emerge from COVID. And I talk to people all the time when I do readings, and they're telling me that, you know, they sense this great need for change and how do I pick and decide? Well, keeping intentions lists each month with the lunar cycle can help you, because I've gone back and I've read what I wrote in like 2017, 2018, where I wanted to go, what I want to see happen. And you can see the path of your intentions leading you forward and the choices you make, because that's what choices are. And you can kind of gives you some perspective on it. And that's what I'd say, that this eclipse is one that can give you great perspective because it's got a lot of power, a lot of energy behind it. You can write that list this evening. If you're watching this show, you're clearly within the window of writing that list of intentions, and it can be as specific or as bold or as universal as you want. You can think globally, but write specifically for yourself. You can write specifically for yourself and bless the global universe where it's going. I always try to write about things that will bring me joy, that will connect to my purpose, which is anything that brings me joy, and things that will shine, things that seem shiny to me, like, you know, shiny object, but really some shiny, fun, interesting, something that really, really interests me. Those lists can create an emotional base for you to begin to move from. And like I said, if you watched yesterday's show, this eclipse is a birthing eclipse. It's like we're getting pushed out of the tunnel we've been in since the early 2020 and getting pushed out into the light. And so think about this. If you could plan the next 6 months of your life as if you were a kid coming out with a clean slate, start working from there. If your slate isn't clean, and most of us have stuff left on our slates that we don't want, you know, how can you change your thinking to get away from that? Anyway, today's just a really exciting day, as you can tell, if you've been watching any of the astrologers or any of the readers, everybody's been talking about this day. So I'm going to pull an inner child card to share with you and to share this energy of this eclipse, and to talk about this some more. Okay. We got the major arcana 7, Peter Pan. And as you know, in this deck, I normally read what it says because they spend a whole lot of time developing this and giving us some really clear thoughts out of this deck. So I want to give it its due. Traditionally, this is the Chariot, and it's moving forward, and that fits perfectly with what we're seeing about this eclipse. It's a time for us to move forward. We can soar like Wendy and the boys below when they're flying. It is a mechanical device. It's always pictured as a mechanical device. He's on a ship, but it really has to do with our spiritual growth. And when this card appears in your reading, move steadily in life and uncover the secret resources. Ride in the middle path, the road which eventually turns around completely and takes you home. While it makes sense to strive for safety and security in the day-to-day, allow yourself the freedom to dream, to realize, to co-create with ageless wisdom, and do so with eternal youth. Once you've been contacted by Never Never Land within your soul, you will have an open door to immortal love. Travel home to the root of your wisdom and believe in yourself. And like I said, this is a real chance for rebirthing our energy, where we are and what's going on. And I just love the freedom of the images and the playfulness of this card. Writing an intentions list doesn't have to be a chore of what I need to do. If you don't have if you think, I don't know what I want to write, just sit down, and if you watch my 9 candles, you learned about how to ask your angels. Ask your angels, say, okay, angels, and then just listen. And they'll pop thoughts in your head that you probably block yourself, because humans tend to do that. I hope you enjoyed this. It's a really quick recording, but it's because I want you to get out there and write your intentions list. By the way, I'm still doing readings. I'm still building grids. I'm going to be with Andrea later this week, and we're going to be talking about the Ascension, which you'll watch that show, because I talk about how when people start talking about the Ascension around me, I looked at them like they were nuts, and only to find myself bound up in it. So it's going to be an interesting show. And we're toying with some other ideas. If you have ideas for information you'd like more information about, that's actually where we got the inspiration for doing a discussion on the dimensions, because someone wrote Andre and said, everybody keeps talking about this like I know what they're talking about. So we're going to do a side-by-side, which will give you the perspective of 2 people on this. And I'm going to be doing a special show with Danny Shea, Medium Kim, and Danny's brother later this week. I'm not sure, it'll probably go out over the weekend. It's going to be really special. It's about planning certain events in your life and how to get ready for it. And that's what I'm doing, but I'm still available for readings. All the contact information's below. crystaldirections.nancyjean@gmail.com. And to book a reading, I do traditional tarot. I do tarot mixed with the garden. I do past life readings. And, and if you have a specific question, you say, which does this fit in? I'll try to help you figure out where your readings fit. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. It's a new moon life. It's a new moon night, and it's a new life for the next 6 months. And I'm so excited. Thank you.